Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know, it's been a long time. To be precise, more than a year, I think, since I posted my last video. For those who are following me on Instagram, probably know a little bit more what's been going on this past year. For those who aren't, here I am to tell you that I have been learning pattern making. So let's just say that I am very close to releasing my first pattern ever. Here it is. It's called Mila dress. It's named after my daughter. I thought I will just take you along on the process of making one of many samples. Yeah, maybe just to get you excited for what's coming, and also I will need your help in future, guys, for sure, because there will be a tester call. We'll need to test it one last time before it gets released. So yeah, I hope you will stick around. Now, without rambling, let's jump right into it. Here are all the pieces already cut out. Today I will be using 100% linen in this off-white color. Since it was transparent, it needed some sort of lining. I just got this idea, instead of making a lining, kind of creating my own fabric. So I went ahead, I cut everything again in this simple white cotton, and I temporarily stick them together with a spray adhesive for the textile. Since I will be treating it as one fabric, everything will be sewn together, so it will be interesting to see how it will turn out. I also wanted to say that I will be painting this fabric because I want to make it in polka dot, kind of bigger one. It's very hard to find, and the ones that I found was so expensive that I couldn't justify buying that. But first, let's assemble the front, the back, and then I will move to the painting. And don't worry, I will show you how to do it in case you want to follow and do the same thing at home. So let me just start with the front. I will pin it all together, sew it, and in between I will do the top stitching because I want this version to also have the top stitches. So now I need to overlock the raw edges and press it and top stitch it like 3 millimeters away from the seam. And yeah, let's continue. So now I have these 3 panels connected. The next thing I need to do is to sew on the skirt panel, the side skirt panel, top stitch, and then I can sew in 2 front center pieces. So here, as you can see, I have already finished the sides and the center front. Now I need to just sew them together like so. I will do the same thing with the back, although I have to say the back has a little bit less panels, so it's going to be quicker. I also want to say maybe a couple of things about this pattern. First of all, it may look intimidating when you see it for the first time, so many panels, but basically you're just sewing them all together and creating a front and back. So when you think about it in this way, it's kind of simple. Maybe challenging is to get the fit right, but I'm doing everything in my powers to make it as good as possible before releasing it so that you don't have so much work. But still, when it comes to a pattern that is so close-fitting, I just can't imagine not making a toile first. So this is definitely my recommendation. Also, maybe another interesting thing about this pattern that it was drafted for a decap. Usually most of the patterns are drafted with a B cup, but I had already a couple of people testing it with the B cup sizes, as well with the C, and it was fitting them quite well. Anyway, I feel like making a small bust adjustment could be much easier, especially with this type of pattern where you have a princess seam that you can use in your advantage when you are fitting pattern to yourself, your own body. For the back is the same story as I said, except it's much faster because you have only one, two, and then center back panel, and of course you have the skirt panel, but it has way less panels, so it goes quicker. So I will go ahead, sew them, top stitch them, and once I have full front and full back, I'll come back to you and I will show you what to do next.
I look for the things I don't know. For all in this, I stand.
Hi guys, so I'm very ashamed to say this, but it's the second day I'm filming this video and I just realized now that I haven't plugged the receiver of this microphone into my camera yesterday. So, if the first part of the video has terrible sound, that's the explanation. And if the second part of this video have a terrible sound, that's probably because I don't know how the heck am I supposed to set up this microphone to the camera. I have watched so many videos, but I have a Canon 80D and I just don't want to get into it. It's just, I don't know how to set it up. So apologies for both scenarios, which are very, very possible. And now let's move on to where I left you yesterday. I'm gonna blame everything on mom's brain because it's a real thing, guys. Okay, so let me show you what we have so far. I wasn't going into too much details. As I said, this is not a tutorial. We'll get to that at some point. So I have the full back finished. I have also completely finished the front with the top stitches and everything. Before I move on, I also basted the invisible zipper in. Probably I should finish that first before sewing them together, the front and back. I'm going to first lay them flat on this table and I will start to paint the fabric, and basically I'm going to connect them after. So let me grab all the painting supplies that I will need for making this DIY fabric and we can jump into it. I will be using these wooden stems, which I basically DIY'd myself. I just ordered this wooden part on Amazon, and then on the bottom I used these felt rounds that are meant to be put on the legs of the furniture to, protect your floor. And I have two paints, the black one, Marabou. I used this one before on the other project where I also basically created my own fabric, and then I recently bought this one from my favorite fabric store here in Netherlands. I want to basically do round polka dot, but they only sell this tiny 40 milliliter. I don't know, I'm just really afraid that I will run out of this very quickly, which is not the end of the world, but I will have to order another one and wait for it. But basically these are the supplies that I'm going to use for making my polka dot fabric. So if you also want to recreate it at home, that's all you will need. Here is my front. I think I will start with that, and my plan is to start from the front. I don't want to make something like super precise, but I also don't want to make it look too random. I will use this brush to apply the paint on it. I find it the best. I have quite a good control of the amount of paint, and even if you don't get the perfect stamp for the first time, it's okay. You can just apply the paint again and stamp it over it. Try to be as precise as possible. And I think first time I apply a little bit more, it tends to absorb more at the beginning. Yeah, let's just start here. Why not? think I will stand up so I can see it from the top, and also that I can basically lean on it and press it harder. Yeah, so you see I didn't get the perfect circle, but you can, as I said, paint it again, or you can just go with the brush and fill the gaps. But you can also do this at the end. So let's move on and continue.
I'm waiting at the doorstep, I'm finally home. I've been gone for.
You are maybe asking yourself at this point why I haven't painted my fabric before I made this dress, and there are basically two very convincing reasons which I'm going to share with you. First of all, if I had to paint all the fabric that I was going to cut for this dress, and that's for sure, there are going to be pieces that I will paint but I will end up not using, which would be a waste of time and waste of paint. And the second, even more convincing reason is that when it comes to patterns like this dress that has a lot of tie lines, it's not a good idea to use this type of fabrics with a big print. Even sometimes small print can be problematic because all these lines are going to disrupt the pattern on the fabric, and it's just going to create kind of like a visual chaos, I like to call it, and it will end up most probably not looking nice at all. These are basically two main reasons why am I doing this the way I am doing. I so much wanted to recreate this dress in polka dot just because polka dot was so in this summer, but also I kind of disagree because polka dot is a timeless pattern. I feel like it was always one of my top favorite, probably the second after gingham. I feel very obliged to make this dress in this version, and I felt like this approach is the best I could ever do. So I'm kind of happy I didn't find a polka dot fabric. So yeah, if you were wondering, here's my answer, and now I will just stop talking and continue making this fabric. I hope it will turn out well. I think it should. I don't know why it shouldn't.
If only I could do one thing, I'll be with you. It is true.
I realized that it's a little bit difficult to make the stems on the parts of the bodice as it's, not flat. So I just took tailor's hem, very important, under the plastic. And now it's much easier to see where I should place another dot. But also the dots themselves look more perfect because they have something a little bit softer under. I am running out of paint. I really hope I will be at least able to finish the front. Even this I'm not quite sure, so right after I finish that I have to go and order another maybe 2 more pots just to be sure. It's 2 days later, I ordered more paint and I'm going to finish painting the back, but before I have to finish the zipper, so I will do that first. The zipper is finished, nice and clean, thanks God. I didn't have to redo that. Similarly, like the front, I will start to paint at the center and then I will do the left and the right just to try keep it as nice as possible, I guess. Yeah, it worked really well for the front, so I think the back will turn exactly the same. Honestly, I don't even know how much of this I should be filming because I guess with me making maybe the second or the third stamp, you probably get what I'm doing. So I guess I will just do this without a company of a camera because it will speed up my process and I don't have much time. You get it, guys, right? I'm just stamping the fabric. So I have almost finished the back part as well. I'm just missing this little corner over here. It went pretty quickly, I will say, once I stopped filming every single dot. I will run out of time very soon because my daughter is just about to wake up from her nap. Before I finish that, I wanted to quickly say what will be the next steps to actually finish this dress. And then whenever I have the time, I will just, finish it. The next thing that is important and which I already did is to overlock the shoulder seams and all of the side seams on both. Then for the armholes and for the neckline, it's going to be finished by bias binding, and I'm just not going to film that because it's kind of boring. This will all be part of tutorial, very detailed once this dress is finished. The last thing that I will have to do, this particular dress is going to be finished with the facing on the skirt. It's not going to be available in pattern, but sort of yes, because it's not going to be as one separate piece, but you will be able to draw it from the pattern pieces that you already have. Very easy, and the instructions will also include a tutorial on how to do that. It's just these pieces are way too big, and already, if I count well, this pattern will have around 70 pages, so I don't want to add more pages. I will try to film this as well because I don't know, maybe some of you never done it before, so it's very simple. I will go ahead now and finish painting the fabric, and I guess that's all I wanted to say. See you when I will be finally assembling this dress. All the painting is done, so I can just go ahead and sew it together, shoulder seams and the side seams, and then I will move on to the facing. We are very close to the end.
Place to be and nothing to prove. That's sure something I could use. A cure for the air-conditioned blues. Good to use some too. A little bit of sunlight. Follow through, take your time. You move like water and taste like wine. You're holier than I am, holier than I am. Gentle hands, gold-lit eyes. I am a man made of borrowed time. You're holier than I am, holier than I am. I am the diamond